Amy from Amy J's Creations. Now, you might be saying, who are you again? Because you haven't made a video, posted a video for forever. I know. I actually filmed one about 2 months ago. Did I ever upload it? No. And then life went crazy. All good stuff. But even lots of good stuff makes it hard to get in, make time to film. So, we're just going to scrap that video because it's never going to see the light of day. And I'm just going to jump in and try to do a live catch up while I tell you all the exciting things that have happened in the past 2 months and show you all my projects kind of all at the same time. It might be completely out of there. There's going to be no consecutive things. I'm just showing you randomly. This is what I bought. These are my finishes, that type of thing. Yeah, usually I make sure my hair is all done. Hey, I brushed it 4 hours ago. It's fine. I don't know about the lighting. We'll see. It's rainy outside, so I've got the window open. We're just going to go for it. If you're still watching my videos after all this time, thank you. Thank you so much. I always in my head, I'm going to be consistent and awesome. Like all these big Flosstubers. That's just, I'm not that girl. I am not that girl, to quote Wicked. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with finishes. I have some finishes. And I just realized I should have brought my board. Well, hold on a second. Hi, I haven't done this for a long time. I forgot how everything is supposed to work. I have had 2 new starts and finishes. They're not fully finished, but they are completely finished. However, they are not ironed or anything. One of them, around Easter time, I started and finished this. This is from Stitch People. I wanted a religious Easter theme that was not just cross. I love this scene. In fact, I actually wrote them an email asking if they could do more scenes from the Holy Week, and so I could have a scene, several of them set in order, chronological order. They've never gotten back to me. I don't know if they ever will, but I really like the style. I like the size. It's small. It was a lot of stitching, however, because it is full coverage. But I just think it's really, really well done. It was exactly what I was looking for, and that's kind of why I'm hoping they will make more of them for me. So that was my first start and finish. I had this kitted up for months and finally started it and finished it. Now this is the LDS St. George Temple. This is the building that my husband and I got married in. My great-great-great-great-grandfather, something like that, I don't know, maybe only 3 greats. He actually was the original silversmith who did the original weather vane and cupola covering up there. So when they remodeled it, my mother received several of the pieces of it because, yeah, direct relative. So that's kind of cool. I would like to do more of these as well. The patterns are super, super old. They are by 2 people Jeanette Crowder and somebody else. I don't even know if they're still publishing books. They might be, although I don't think, they specialized in LDS temples and they are building so many now, I don't know that they can keep up. And it was funny though, is I remember when I kitted this up, I was like, oh, I'm going to change a lot of this blue to silver because it's actually silver and I have all these grays. And then when I got to stitching, I completely forgot and I was like, why are all these grays in here when the pattern calls for blue? So I just used the blues, but you know what, whatever. And there's a lot of outlining that doesn't really show up, which is kind of frustrating, but I'm not doing it again. And I guess if you get really up close, you can kind of see it. And it is supposed to be subtle, so, whatevs. Also, these trees are supposed to be the same green, but I ran out. And so I just grabbed something from my stash, and I was like, They can be two different trees. We can have two different greens. It's fine. But I would like to do more of these, of the ones that are special to my family. And also turn them into, either frame them together, make them into like a little lap quilt, hanging wall quilt. I don't know. For now, so it's just going to sit there. And then my third and final big finish, which I just finished, gosh, completely, like maybe 3 weeks ago, is my Stitcher's Alphabet from Brooks Books. Now this is a freebie. It is on her website, on her blog, and I have seen it finished. There's one lady who turned it into a book. She did like 3 letters on each page. That was super cute, but I wanted to have everything all together so I can frame it and put it in my craft room. The one last thing I needed was, I had run out. I was using beads that I had got that were left over from my Mill Hill kit, a lot of them. And then I finally ordered a couple more, and then I ran out. I needed 2 more of these teeny tiny petite white beads. So I ordered those and was able to finish up that L. And now it's all done in all its glory. I'm just going to get a black frame for it. It was really fun to work on. It's really fun to look at. I'm so happy this is done. I started this, gosh, 2 years ago, year and a half, long time ago. Because usually, you know, in my before Flosstube days, I did one project at a time and took maybe 2 weeks to a month to work on it, and didn't start anything until it was finished. So the fact that this has been kicking around for a while is pretty crazy. But it's finally done. My vision is complete. Hallelujah. I will say there are a few that were full coverage squares. And so even though they were tiny, they really took a long time. I think I'm a little crooked in here. Oh well. They really took a long time. And so that was kind of frustrating. But they are finished now, and it looks great. Yee! Okay, so those are my 3 finishes. I have worked on several projects, not just those finishes. I have worked on a few more. What shall I show you? I'll save the big one for last. I will show you this one. I took this to... Oh, hold on. I know what I want to tell you. Because I was supposed to tell you what I've been up to. So, one of the exciting things that happened is that my brother that's just underneath me, he's 5 years younger than me, he came to visit for the first time ever. He came to Germany. He was doing it for work. And so he flew from Berlin to Basel. I picked him up in Basel. We went to Colmar for the day. He loved it. Then we went to all over Switzerland. I took him to Bern. We took him to Zurich. We took him to Zermatt. I took him to a couple mountains. He had a great time. He really loved it. We hung out with the family. It was a really nice trip. And on the day we went to Zermatt, we took the train, because you gotta take the train into the city anyway, and waiting for the train that takes you with the car through the Furka Pass adds onto it, so it ended up being faster to actually go with the train. And that way I could cross stitch. So I brought it, and I worked on this one. And I worked on it when we got up to the mountain where you look across to the Matterhorn. It was a foggy, rainy day. And it had finally stopped raining just as we got there. And so we kind of hung out on the mountaintop waiting to see if the clouds would clear so we could get a clear vision of the Matterhorn. And so I just sat and worked on this foil, then worked on it on the train there, worked on it on the train back. He did get a clear shot. He was so excited. We hiked down. We took the the cable car up, not cable car, but the train thing up. And then we hiked down, and I actually had to make a little pit stop, visit the Forest little girl's room, and sent him on ahead. And he stopped at this clearing, and he was looking, and the cloud swept view, and he got a picture of the entire peak in its entirety. He was so happy. He was so thrilled. He's like, I'm so glad you had to go to the bathroom. Anyway, then on the way back, a train stops. I saw train stops for a long time. Turns out a train on the track further ahead, on a station further ahead, they didn't ever explain why or how from the news report. They were not sure. People on the waiting on the platform said nobody was fighting or shoving. Nobody saw what happened, but somebody fell under the train. They did not die, but they were severely injured. And our train was on that same track. Now, what's frustrating is they knew the accident happened before we ever left Zermatt. So why they didn't just switch us tracks along the way, we don't know. But we were stopped on the tracks for at least 2 hours. Then they got another train up on another track. And we all, with firemen's help, got off the train and went onto the next train. And then they finally took us into Zurich. And they said they were going to go to Zurich without any stops, but that was not true. They ended up stopping at a few places. We didn't get into Zurich until like 1:30 in the morning. And by then, there were no connections back to where I live. And so my husband came and picked us up. Yeah, that was quite an adventure. He was more upset because he's not used to riding trains. He was like, why did this take so long? Blah, blah, blah. I was laughing the entire time and just like, this is the coolest story ever. Oh my gosh, I have never gotten to trade trains while it's on the actual tracks, like at night with cute firemen like helping me, holding me, lifting me from one to the other. Awesome. I thought it was a great story. And everything was fine. The person didn't die. We eventually got home. Who I did feel bad for, there was quite a lot of Asian tourists who I don't know how much German they understood, and I don't know where they were supposed to, like if they had missed connecting trains. A lot of them seemed like they were standing around trying to find hotels for the night. Yeah, so I felt bad for those people, but at least the guy didn't die. Okay, so then he goes home. He was here for 10 days. He goes home, and then, like, literally, he left on Tuesday morning, and that Friday, I went up to Stuttgart, to Sindelfingen, for a meeting with the Steckmüchen, a lot of German cross-stitchers. We met at the Zweigart factory. And I cannot honestly remember, but I believe I brought this because this is my go where I'm going to hang out with people and stitch something boring. This is the Monopoly board. I got this pattern from my mother. Let me hold it out. This thing. It's so great to work on with large groups of people that you just want to chit chat with and get to know and talk to, because right now it's literally a bit of counting. I use my counting pin. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. Yeah, it's right here. I use this counting pin to mark where up I need to go stitch to, and then I just stitch with black, and I'm just making lines all the way around. I have no idea when I will get this done because I only work on it when I get together with large groups of other cross stitchers, but it was the perfect project to work on. And it is a 40 count, but I have so I wear my regular glasses, which I have to have because I'm old now. And they are the ones where they're bifocals. And then over the bifocals, I learned this from my friend Sarah, the redneck bifocal sister, I put my readers. And these are +3. And so it makes seeing this 40 count a dream. It is absolutely no problem. The light is very good at Zweigart Factory. And so, yeah, that is what I worked on. Now, since I'm just talking about the factory, I am going to talk to you about what I bought there and the gifts that I got. Now again, this took place in May, okay? So we're talking like 6 weeks ago. I've been to Zweigart. I've had the opportunity to go to Zweigart several times, okay, right? It's 2.5 hours from my house. They meet up twice a year. There's one time when I missed, but every other time I've been able to go. So my drawers full of fabric are full. I don't need any fabric. But you can't go and not get something. When we come, they have finally clued in that we like the discolored, what they used to think was the ruined fabric. That we like that we like the discoloration, that we like the weirdness. And so they prepare for us a little, it's called Schnäppchen-Ecke, and now I can't think of what that, like deals, great deals corner, all right, in the shop, because they give us one room, like their sewing room. They let us use that room to meet in. People bring food, they provide water and coffee and tea, and they let us sit there from the minute they open until the minute they close. So for no charge. They give us the water and the coffee and the tea, like bottled water. They give that to us. It's amazing. Zweigart, I will be a diehard Zweigart customer for life because of this. They are so kind. The owners come, some of the people who work in the office, they come down, they visit with us. They always want to see what our projects are. They love seeing their products that they make being used in other people's projects. They think it's amazing. Anyway, so they sent out all these special fabrics that are, what happens is when they put a new fabric through the dye, sometimes the old dye that was in there doesn't get completely cleaned out, and so it kind of gives you a mixture at the very, very beginning. And so it's slightly odd colored. And sometimes they will dye a whole thing and like they didn't quite get the values correct. So it's not, because quality control is very important to them. And so maybe they were going for a certain color tone of dark green and they got one that's slightly off. They will sell that in the deals corner because they're like, we can't sell this for full price. So they're like unique, one of a kind things. So that is where I did my shopping, because they're such good deals and it's unique fabric that I'm like, I can't just get this whenever. I want to go see. But I want to let you know that I was so impressed with myself. So impressed with myself because I got out of there. I bought 6 pieces of fabric for €38. €38 and 25 cents. That, my friends, that is amazing. These deals are screaming. So what we do is, everybody goes and they shops and they pick out, and they have several workers who we just kind of tell them how much we want of each fabric off of each bolt. They write it down, and then we go back to cross stitch and they cut it and then leave it in a basket with our name on it off to the side so that they can help other customers, and we don't have to stand around all the time waiting for them to cut fabric. We can just go back to cross stitching. Like I said, they are amazing. The customer service is top notch. They are so kind. All right. So while I'm standing there explaining to the lady the different, I have all my bolts and I'm telling her how much I want of each one. My friend Franzi, hi Franzi, from Berlin, she was looking at a piece and the lady was helping her figure out what count it was, because it's like this easy grid, and they discovered that it is 22 count, and she was like, no, that's too small for me. Hey Amy, do you want this? And I was like, yeah. Okay, look at this thing. This is a giant, you can't even get it in. It's at least a meter wide, and then it's like at least 2 feet, okay, this way of this 22 count easy grid Aida. Do you want to know how much I paid for this? €4. €4 because it was in the Schnäppchen-Ecke. It had already been pre-cut. It wasn't off the bolt, so they couldn't sell it for full price. €4. This is why I'm talking about going to the Zweigart meetups is so worth it. That wouldn't be on anybody's website. I couldn't have gotten it unless I was there. It was fantastic. Other bits I bought. This is an off color. This is those, the smoky. Let's see. There's vintage country mocha, and then there's like a vintage smoky and whatever. This is one of those. Okay, but the color is slightly off. It's like a blue gray, but it's not the right color blue that they normally have, and it's not the normal color gray. It's more blue than gray, but it's more gray than blue. I got a full yard of this. Again, and I believe it was a whole €12. €12 for a full freaking yard. Then there was this gorgeous teal aqua color with beautiful modeling. The thing is, they don't really, this is not a print model. This is a model, which they don't do. They do a print model. So this is one of those ones where like, oh, it got ruined. It's messed up. Eee. Yeah, that means it's perfect, and I will take it. So I got a meter of that. Awesome, 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 awesome. And I believe this was, oh, I just dropped my paper. This one was the next most expensive, €8. €8 for a whole yard of fabric. Okay, I'm telling you, if you are in the area, if you have a chance, go to the Zweigart factory. Go there, their shop, when they are open. Look at this gorgeous pale yellow. And I didn't even care what counts. Because I am a fabric whore. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I will stitch on anything. Aida, linen, Lugana, Edinburgh, Belfast, whatever. Even weave. I don't care. I don't care what count. I don't care. If it's a color that I like, I'm buying it. This beautiful pale yellow. This beautiful moss green with little polka dots. I mean, how precious is that? Then I got a small piece. This was like a pre-cut. They had some pre-cuts there, again, that were not quite right. This is, again, that vintage smoky, I think. Just a small piece. But it was like, yeah, it was €3. €3.75. And it's not that small. And then this one was really fun. Look at that craziness going on. Again, they would have normally in the past chucked this. But now they know that we like it. And so they leave it out for us to buy. So awesome. So again, all these fabrics for less than €40. Go to, I forgot this one. Go to the factory if you can. Great people, great prices, and of course then they have their wall of beautifulness as well, but like of all the standard fabrics. Such a screamy girl. And then my friend Ina, she had purchased, but she's cleaning out her stuff, and so she gave me a bunch of fabric pieces that she didn't want, and then she gave me one piece to turn into a bag, which I totally will. But yeah, those, so she sent me a bunch of like finishing pieces. Really cute. I will probably make her a couple bags from some of these as well. While we were there at the Stuttgart Treff, people gave out presents, some people. And I thought I brought a copy of what I made for everybody. because I had one left. I don't know. Just a second. Oh, I was sitting on it. Oh, I'm so funny. It's like I haven't filmed for forever. Okay, so what I made for everybody, this is a copy of a Kia Bee. She used to do mostly quilting. Now she does mostly cross-stitch videos. She has a Flosstube, but Kia Bee, she had a tutorial about like 5 years ago or something on how to make these. Now mine is not perfect, okay? But what it is, it has this little snap. And then you unsnap it. And it's got felt on the inside, so it's a thread catcher. But then each of these little things are pockets where you can put scissors inside. You can store your needles in here, whatever you want. And then you fold it back up again, and it snaps together, and you can put it inside your project bag to keep everything together. So I made those. I had a bunch of fabric. Like 10-inch squares already cut out, and so I sewed a bunch of those together, used up a bunch of felt that I had hanging around. I have too many craft supplies and I need to use them. So that was the thing that I made to pass out to everybody. They seem to be a good hit. My friend Evie, hi Evie, this woman is like, I have some amazing friends. I'm just a regular Joe, right? Like I'm just an average person, and that's fine. The world needs average people. But somehow I have been able my whole life to become friends with people who are amazeballs. Like best friend in high school, she's an actual NASA rocket scientist. Like builds the rockets. The astronaut friends takes pictures of her family up in space for her. Like, actual rocket scientists, okay? So, friends who are, Ina's a doctor. Like, just amazing people. People who are writers. Like, maybe they just feel, I don't know why. I just feel honored that they'll spend time with me. Anyway, so Evie, who's like this amazing engineer, and she has 2 adorable children, and she's really good at sewing, and she's awesome cross stitcher. But in her spare time, because working full time and having a mom of 2 kids and having hobbies isn't enough, she made strawberry jam for everybody and put them in these adorable jars, and then got us all strawberry needle minders. She's awesome. She's amazing. And I really apologize because I cannot remember, but somebody else made and passed out these. I know I didn't make it. And I don't remember if I got it in Stuttgart or if I got it with my other meetup that I went to in June, which I will talk about, with the Swiss cross stitchers. But somewhere at one of those events, I got this from one of those amazing people. We also did some shopping at Action when we were in Sindelfingen. And one of the things I got were these little tiny cloches. And I mean, they're teeny tiny. They're like, here's the lid. It's tiny. I bought 3 of them because they were €1. €1 each. And my husband was laughing. He's like, what are you going to do with those? And I said, I have no idea. But they were €1. My idea is, I think I want to make some small, like, Christmas scenes. Like, little mini stand-ups. Like, do it on 40 count over 1. So they're little itty-bitty, like a Santa or like a little reindeer. And put, like, snow in there or something. I don't know. But you know what? They were €1 each. So, like, if I don't make them right away, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So, yes. I came back and had a few regular whips after my fun thing. My fun outing in Stuttgart. One of them is my Sunday stitch. This is a freebie from Jardin Privé. It is called Positive Thinking or something like that. It came out in several parts. There's like 5 or 6 parts total. It's for free on their blog. I have been using mostly all my own colors, but going off of the finished picture to kind of be like, oh, this needs to be a brown, this needs to be a light green or a dark green. And just kind of using some overdyed threads that I had in my stash that I bought from here and there. Some of them are Color Fever. Some of them are from French indie dyers when we went to the Kutzenhausen with all the cross stitch. But look at this. That is the bottom area. There's this house to finish. There's another little, like the name of the guy, Norman Vincent Peale, and like a couple other, like some flowers, doodads, and then that's it. That's it. So we're almost done. I've gotten a lot of work done on this. I work on this every Sunday. It's really fun. Look at those sheep. And the little bunny. Oh. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I am doing it on, I believe this is 32 count. It might be 36 count. I don't really know. It's Vintage Country Mocha. It's one of those. If you want to know some of my colors, I have them all here in the bag. I can tell you. But yeah, so I've been working on that and I'm almost finished. However, I will not be getting it finished this month because this month is special. It's July. I'm filming this in July. In case I don't get this uploaded right away. But I told my husband, I'm filming tonight. Please, please come ask me, because he's my editor, so you can get the video so we don't let it sit around for 2 more months. Anyway, in July I'm doing Christmas in July, which I will get to. This is going to be a long video, people. And so that will need to wait. I won't be able to finish that this month in July. But in August, for sure, it probably only needs 1 more month of Sundays, maybe even less, to be completely done. I had another new start. I believe I mentioned this one in the video that will never be uploaded. Because I filmed it and whatever. I started the Cricut Collection number 29, Shadows. I want this piece for in my cross stitch area. I dyed a piece of fabric myself. And this is my start. It is a 40 count. I'm using DMC black, which is why you can still see through it. And I've got a variety of pale purples color. I'm using this purple that I believe is a Color Fever floss. Purple for the background letters. And then, here's my thing. And I need you guys to give me what your answer is. Her skirt, this is meant to be stitched on white. And so her skirt is the white of the fabric showing through, right? I love the white apron. But this obviously is not white fabric. Do I stitch the white or do I leave it blue? I honestly think both would look good. The white is going to be a truckload of work. But it would look really nice. Please give me your thoughts. Good, bad, no, you're crazy. What are you doing? Stop it. Let me know. Yeah, so I started that. But set it aside again because Christmas in July. One of the other pieces that I've worked on several times now, because I haven't filmed from forever, is it's supposed to be the New Year's start, where you work on it every 29th. I work it on the 25th because that's the day my brother was born. This is Cherry Garden by Twin Peak Primitives. And I have to tell you guys, I have had some good 29ths in the last little bit, and this is going to get finished well before the 4 years is up. And I'm not sad about it. That box that I've got the outline, that's the final bit. I've got the bunnies. I think you can barely see those bunnies. I'm going to have to outline those bunnies. But I've got that basket done. That basket, the flowers are done, but I just need to do the basket. And then there's a scene in there. Now the scene is beautiful, and it's complicated, and it's almost full coverage. Okay, there's a lot going on in there. But we're only a year and a few months into the 4 years. This is not going to take another 2.5 years to finish. 2.5 years worth of 25ths. And I'm excited. And I think what I will do is pick another project, bigger, a little more complicated, one that I want to do, but not so much that I need it done right away, and choose that to replace this when this gets done. Because working on it 1 day a month, it's kind of fun, it's relaxing, and it's just really just enjoying the stitch and savoring it, I guess is what I want to say. All right, and now the final, the biggie. Van Gogh Never Met the Fellowship. My full coverage piece that I'm working on for my son for his graduation when he becomes a teacher. I am working on color completing 939 because when I do, that will be 40% of the project will be finished. I am going to try to get this in here, but I don't know if I can. There's the top part. This is on an 18 count. If I were to do it now, I would do it on a 20 count, but I had never done full coverage and I didn't want to scare myself. So the 18 count is fine. It'll be a big piece, statement piece, but you know what? It's not impossible to frame. So what I've been working on, all the 939 in this top half, let me show you that. All the 939 in this top half is completely done. There's none left. It's all done. So what I have been working on is the 939 in the bottom half. There's the fellowship and a lot of the ground. A lot of that ground is 939. And I've just been working on it. I haven't touched it in July, again for Christmas in July, but I worked quite a bit. We are now at, if I remember, it's 28.67% done, which is really exciting. I'm going to be able to do this. This is going to get done. And once I get all that 939 in, it's going to be such a good background, scaffolding for all the other colors. This bottom half is going to go very quickly. Very quickly. This top half, there's a lot more confetti in it, but that's also the fun bit. And yeah, I'm just happy that I'm enjoying working on this still. And that I'm making progress. I'm making progress. But I'm still having time to work on other things. So I'm not getting burnt out on it. I'm really, 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 really happy. So those are my regular whips. So then I did a thing. I decided that I wanted to do Christmas in July because I have a bunch of small Christmas projects and a couple of larger Christmas projects that I really want to get done this year. I want to have them done for this year. I even bought the 2025 charms already that I want to sew on them to show that I finished them. And so I used my planner that my friend Ina gave me. She gave it to me several years ago, and I didn't start using it because I'm not usually a planner girl. I tried once. I started. So I chose the next month. This is what's nice, is none of the months are named. So you can choose your own. So I just took the next month and I wrote out Christmas, July, and I wrote for every day the project I wanted to work on. Went through all the kitted up stuff, kitted up some of them that I wanted to start. And I've been marking them off with blue as I do them. Now I haven't started working on today my mini stocking yet because I'm filming this, but that's what I have been doing. I haven't been getting as much time as I wanted on some of these projects because our dishwasher broke. Now, it has been broken for a while in that when you run it, the dishes come out clean, but the thing that heats it, that heating element at the end that kind of dries everything, that was broken. And so all the plastic, anytime we had Tupperware or plastic bowls or whatever, the top rack was always wet. The bottom rack was not so bad, but the top rack was always very wet. So you had to hand dry everything as you pulled it out to put it away. But they were clean, okay? So we call the landlord, let them know. They call the guy to come repair it. Of course, it's going to take a while. He comes, he looks at it. They're like, there's this, and this is broken. Like, it's 9 years old. They should just buy you a new dishwasher. We will talk. We'll tell the property management people who run it for the landlord what their options are, how much it'll be to fix everything, or if the cost of a new thing. And it was going to be like a savings of like 100 francs or something, 200 francs to fix everything. But it's already 9 years old. Like, just get us a new dishwasher. But no, they took him forever to decide, hemming and hawing back and forth. Finally, the guy, they say, no, we're going to repair it. So then we have to wait for a repairman to come. He comes, and I'm so excited because I'm like, awesome, they're going to repair it. He works on it for a long time. He's like, you're all good to go. He leaves. I fill up the dishwasher, and it doesn't turn on at all. Now, normally, every other repairman who has ever come, they run like a load through, like a short test load. I don't know if he did that or not, but that thing didn't work. It made this noise like it was trying to work, but nothing was going on. So he fixed some things and clearly broke something else. So we immediately call him up. They're like, your boy messed up. He needs to come back because the dishwasher's not working. Well, we don't know. No, we don't. Sorry, the earliest we can get to you is a week. So before I had a dishwasher that worked, I just had to hand dry everything. But after they came to fix it, it now didn't work at all, and they're making me wait a whole another week. So for a week, okay, there's 6 of us in this house. I cook every meal. That is a lot of dishes. Some of them have been helping me wash the dishes, and that's fantastic. But some of them are in school. They are working full-time. They are busy. I am the almost full-time mom. Yes, I have my librarian job, but it's only a few hours a week. I'm the one at home. That's my job. I do not want to spend an hour and a half of my life every day hand washing dishes. And yet that's what I haven't been doing. So it's really cutting into my cross-stitch time, and I'm really kind of resentful. Well, the worker man came yesterday, finally, after another week, to look at it. He's like, oh, there's this pipe broken. Homie must have broken it when he pulled out the machine to fix it. He's like, it's $150 to replace it. And my husband's like, can I just pay you right now? Do you have the part? Can you replace it right now? And he's like, no, everything has to go through the property management company. We have to get approval first. And then, so he sends it to them. So first we have to wait for them to look at it and approve it. And then when they finally approve it, then we have to wait for another. We don't even have a date of when the repairman can come back. I am fuming. I said to my husband, I want a reduction in the rent for this month that we've had no working dishwasher because they're dragging their heels. Like, really could use paper plates, but it's so bad for the environment. And, oh, I just feel so guilty. I can't. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, but so that's kind of been messing up my Christmas in July, but I'm still getting everything done. I'm still working on a lot of projects. So I'm just going to show them to you. This first one is Compass, and it is from, oh, I had to cut off, let's see. I had to cut off trim down the paper, so I can't remember. It was on Etsy. I thought it was the Witchy Stitcher, but it is not. It is Max Stitches Art. That's who they're called. Krampus is the scary creature in Austria who rounds up naughty children and puts them in a sack and beats him with a stick. Okay? And my husband is half Austrian. And I remember being in Austria and seeing Krampus walk around terrorizing children. And I thought it was hysterical. And so I decided we needed some Krampus decorations on our tree. So this is the first one. It's a set of 3, and this is the first one. And I gotta say, isn't he adorable? I know he's supposed to be creepy and scary and tricking kids into being good, but he's just a misunderstood soul trying to bring the joy of Christmas by making sure naughty children get punished. Look at that little face. Oh, this is on a opalescent green fabric from Zweigart. I don't know the name. It's looking very olive in the camera. That's more true to color. That's more true to color. It's like it's a 40 count. So I'm doing 1/2. This is 2 days of work. 2 days of work. So that's the first Christmas in July project. Another one is my nativity scenes. You know, I've been working on several different nativity scenes. This one is a Dimensions. It was originally in a Dimensions kit. It was supposed to be 3 ornaments, nativity ornaments. And I am doing them all together as one, using all my own colors of floss, because the called for ones were really weird, and they had you using like several different floss colors to differentiate between the different parts of the robes. But then you also were going to backstitch. So I'm like, I'm just going to use overdyed floss and you do the backstitch. So I've got the wise men are all done. The Holy Family's all done. And I've started on the shepherds and their 2 sheep. And I've only worked on this one day, and so far I finished up the baby Jesus blanket that he's wrapped in, and then the whole rest of this was done on one day. This is also 40 count. This is a XJU Designs fabric, Grandma's Slip, because she was out of Grandpa's sleeve. I really like it. I'm doing, again, 1 floss over 2 threads. Yeah. So that's another Christmas in July project. This is originally a Bucilla kit for mini stockings, and I got the pattern off the freebie table at Stitch West. I am not going to be doing all of them, but I am doing some, and I kitted them up with my own floss colors because I didn't like some of the called for. They were too bright. There was too much blue. I like a dark red and a dark green with a bit of right. So that's my first stocking. That's 1 day's work. Oh, come on, focus. There you go. I think that's good. Yeah. Some of this white I think is supposed to be like you just leave the fabric showing through, but I went ahead and stitched it because I like the look of it all stitched. That's the first stocking. I think I want to eventually have I think there's 30 and total, and I like maybe 12 of them. And this is a I want to say this is a 32 count opalescent from Zweigart. And I'm using, in some places I'm using beads instead of French knots, and I'm using, again, some of those mini beads that were left over from the Mill Hill Santas that I did. I haven't started working on, oh wait, yes I did. This is the Prairie Schooler Santa. This is the, what year is this? This is the 2006 Santa that I'm working on. And, oh my gosh, there's threads hanging all over him. There we go. There he is. I worked on him one day. I mean, obviously I've worked on him before this. He was already started. Those other two, the Krampus and the mini stockings, I had not started before Christmas in July. But the other two projects, or other three projects I'm going to show you, were already started. So he was already started, but I filled in a lot of his coat on the day I worked on him. And he will have, all of these projects have more than one day, with the idea of getting a really good start or a finish for them. The stockings, I want to start a new one every time. I think, let me check. They're on my calendar here like 3 or 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're on there 5 times. So the idea is I will start 5 of the stockings and then finish them up throughout the year. Another one that is on 5 times, because it's a bigger project, is my Celtic Christmas lady. So far she's had 2 days of work on her during this thing. She was already started. And I'm very pleased with what I've gotten done in the 2 days. What I've been working on down here is in the skirt. There was a bit of skirt already done, and I got large swaths. This skirt looks intimidating. The bottom part with all the gold and the beads, that's tricky. But this body of the skirt goes very quickly because it's just lots of big blocks of color. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that 2 days work. It's going to get another, I've been working on that every Sunday during July, which is why I can't work on my other Sunday piece. So for the rest of the time, this will be all the Sundays in July will get worked on this. And I think I will continue to keep working in her skirt. I may, however, move over and work on some of the medallions that are down here. But yeah, the idea is that this will get a big bunch of work done on it so that hopefully I can finish it up, not this Christmas, but before next Christmas. That's kind of my goal. I don't want to stress with trying to get it done this year because I have several other big projects, but and I want to enjoy it, and I am enjoying working on it, but by next year, get a big chunk done so that it's an easy finish for next year. The other 2 projects, one is 2 are going to be new starts, and 1 is a continuation. So one of my things is Mrs. Claus's cookbook. I have the cover done, and then I gridded all the pages, and I did all the pages for several of Living on the Rainbow's books that I'm doing. Most of them are Halloweeny, but they're all called for the same fabric. So I gridded those up, and so I'm going to be working on some of the pages that go in the cookbook. And then this is haul and also new start. I bought these guys, and I may have already showed those, but I have fabric and everything picked out. And okay, here's another thing. I'm using my own floss. I mean, I ordered some from 123 Stitch, but I can't decide. I didn't like the weeks that it was called for because it looked too pink. And again, I like red and like a bold red. So I'm trying to decide. I ordered licorice red and I ordered ribbon red from Classic Colorworks. And I'm kind of leaning towards the ribbon red, but maybe the licorice red. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I start them. Is that finally everything? I think that is finally everything. Thank you for sitting through this. Thank you for being patient. If you have are a returning viewer, I have been absolutely horribly sporadic the last little bit. I've been stitching. It's the sitting down, taking time out of my stitching time to film that has not been happening. So I appreciate you sticking around. I will come back at the end of July, well, the beginning of August, and show everything I got done for Christmas in July. I'm really happy I decided to do that. And I'm probably going to choose, like designate once this Sunday project gets done, I'm going to then have Santa Sunday for the rest of the year and just work on those Christmas projects, those smaller ones, to get a lot of them knocked out. Because like I said, I have the 2025 charms. They got to be done in 2025. But yeah. Hold on. I'm not done. I hinted that there was a Swiss cross-stitcher meetup. We went to Mariana's house. She lives in Solothurn. And she very, very generously taught us how to do heart hanger. Now it's not done, but it's a really good start. She gave us all the instructions, and she sat with, I'm showing you a blank piece of paper. Here is, she gave us some instructions. She gave us the floss. She gave us the fabric. And she sat there and helped us. But it's time consuming. And I've got floss hanging around everywhere. But yeah, she showed us how to do it. Isn't that cool? And I am so happy I went to her house. Mariana is I don't know how old she is. She could be 60. She could be in her 70s. I'm not sure. But she's been cross-stitching for a very, very long time. I knew she would have amazing projects in her home because I've seen her Instagram posts. And I've seen a few of her projects in real life when she's come to other Swiss meetups. So for sure, we're going to be at her house. I know she's going to have some gems. She had a bin, people. A bin of chatelaines that she has started. And she let me look through all of them. And I've come to the conclusion that sometime in my life, I definitely need to do an actual chatelaine. And at first I was worried because I was like, I don't want to pick the wrong one. I want to be sure I choose one that's really pretty. No, she has so many different ones. They are all gorgeous. They are all gorgeous. You can't go wrong. There's no ugly chatelaine. There just isn't. And that made me feel a lot better to know that I could literally choose any of them. I don't need to stress, just pick one because it's going to be gorgeous. Because all of the ones that she has, they're not finished, they're started, are gorgeous. And she does the beading as she goes. So it gives you a really good idea of what it looks like. Stunning. And then she had on her walls several framed finished pieces. Not all chatelaines, but Just Nan and a few other things. Drawn thread. She had heart hanger tablecloths that she has been working on. Cross-stitch museum worthy. Cross-stitch museum worthy. And she cooked for us. And it was delicious. It was a goulash, and it's not a Hungarian goulash, it's a Czech goulash, and you eat it with bread. It was divine. And then she made homemade ice cream. There were 6 of us. It was heaven. We sat out on her patio in the shade with a gorgeous breeze, surrounded by her roses and her fluffy cats. It was an absolutely fantastical day. And the fact that there are Swiss cross-stitchers, enough that we can get together on a regular basis and hang out and cross-stitch, all my dreams have come true. Nicoletta came up at the last minute all the way from Tessin. That is a great lady. She is a great. They're all great. They're all wonderful. Anyway, it was a lovely day. It was a lovely day, and that was in June. I am just when I think back to how many years I sat alone in my room cross-stitching by myself, and now I have regular meetups with friends. It's just mind-blowing and awesome. Absolutely awesome. So that is it for real now. I will be back, like I said, the beginning of August to show everything I got finished during my Christmas in July. Thank you for sticking by, for watching, for liking, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'm a little channel. I'm not a very dedicated, consistent channel, and I so appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah. Till next time. Bye.